even the white quarterbacks are coming with duality.
Yeah, even that Pickett kid, he can move.
Absolutely, Skip. So I just think the thing is now is that the guys, because defenses are getting more complex, the coverages are getting more exotic. You better have somebody that can get out of harm's way. Unless if you got the Eagles offensive line, you can have a guy just stand back there and tap the ball. Yeah. Okay, fine. But what's the likelihood of that happening? Not very good. And so things that they used to use to criticize black quarterbacks now is an asset. And now you want, hell, even the white quarterback, is he mobile? Can he get out of the harm's way? When the play breaks down, Skip, when we call two-jab flank a drive, that ain't there. Can he do something off script? Justin Fields, Lamar Jackson. And guess what? We got two now with Jalen Hurts and the quarterback. That was one of the things that I didn't know Patrick Mahomes could run like he could. Because I never really saw it in college. I only saw him like a handful of times. The one game was against Oklahoma. He threw for like a zillion yards. Well, we knew he could throw the ball. But I absolutely agree that given these guys getting these opportunities, and we're starting to see these guys show up in the Super Bowl. We see them showing up in the Super Bowl with greater regularity, Skip. So guess what? It's a copycat league. That's what everybody does. They got one of them and they got the Super Bowl. Well, we better go get us one. And we better go get us one. Because that's all they do. They just copy because everybody, I want to drop back quarterback, pocket passer, pocket. Okay. Stay your butt in the pocket and see what happens to you.
All right. I hear everything you just said. A quick history lesson. The first two, and I'm going to go to the word great black quarterbacks I covered and had the privilege of being around and close to, were James Shaq Harris out here with the Rams in L.A. and Doug Williams out of Grambling. Tampa Bay. Both of them out of Grambling. They were as pure a pocket passer as you will ever see. We're talking about tall men. James was maybe 6'4"-ish, and Doug was at 6'5", maybe. They're tall, rocket-armed pocket passers who could read it and see it and fling it. And Doug broke through as the first black quarterback, obviously, to be the winning quarterback in a Super Bowl. Just for the record, that worked. Just for the record, there was a time in this game where the white quarterbacks ran around too.
Fran targeted.
Hey, listen, thank you. You took the two right out of my mouth because my favorite all-time Dallas Cowboy quarterback is nicknamed Roger the Dodger. Because he ducked and dodged, he won the Heisman Trophy at Navy because he was running like a wild man. He was berserk as a runner to a fault. He got his collarbone broken in a preseason game because he just ran too much. And finally, later, he went to Vietnam on his Navy assignment. Didn't come until he was 28 into the NFL and lasted to 38. But the last 4 years, he had to dial it way back down because if you're going to keep running outside the pocket, you're going to get banged up. And he got banged up too much. Listen, the kids won't know this, but Fran targeting, go YouTube this one. He was as great an escape artist in the pocket as I've ever seen. Now, he wouldn't go downfield. He was escaping to create and run. I mean, to throw. So he's just wheeling and dealing. He's Houdini in the pocket, and they couldn't get him down because he was so quick and elusive in and around the pocket. He could just extend plays for what seemed like hours until he finally found somebody downfield who had uncovered.
And he had a touchdown record before Marino broke it.
He did. Okay, and just for the record, your quarterback, number 7 in Denver, when he first hit this league, he could flat out run it because he was a big, strong baseball player of an athlete that the Yankees wanted to play baseball. Okay, so he ran. Brett Favre in his first 3 or 4 years, trust me, he was extremely athletic as a downfield runner who could take off and gash you.
Steve Young,
I was just about to get there. He was one of the best runners we've ever seen, to a fault. The Cowboys loved it when he ran because they felt like they could deal with that more than they could him throwing it to Jerry Rice, right? Okay. My takeaway from all this is, I love what Justin Fields said because he's right about this. You need somebody who can get out of harm's way. And what the best point he made was, unless you have a crazy offensive line, well, anymore, it's hard to find a crazy offensive line. I think Brady had a crazy offensive line that first year in 2020, the pandemic year, and they went and won the Super Bowl with it. It was really good. It was across the ball. They're all Pro Bowl quality, all 5 of them. It will work. And if you put Gronk in the mix, he's as great a blocking tight end and pass protecting tight end as you can find. Now you can protect the 43-year-old going on 45-year-old, right? Okay, my final takeaway is, and I think you know this in your heart of hearts, Mr. Fields, you have to accept the fact that he took my breath away. I never seen that. He was like Eric Dickerson last year. I didn't know he had that. I didn't see that at Ohio State. I didn't see it. Well, God bless you, young man. But in the end, however far you go in this league will be how you throw the ball from the pocket. You have to do it. In the end, we saw Brady and Peyton and Marino, those three.
Yeah.
They were just statues in the pocket.
Correct.
And yet, they could win from the pocket because you can. In the end, it's who throws the ball the best will win. Whoever throws the ball the best on Super Bowl Sunday will win the game.
Correct.
Can Jalen hurt you with it? Yes, he can. Can Mahomes get loose and just chug up the field? I've never seen anything like him.
Right.
He looks like he's going about 1 mile an hour, but it works.
It works.
And when he gets in high gear, because he's got shortstop in him.
Right.
He's got supreme athletic ability and his escapability outside the pocket. He hurts you more just creating outside the pocket.
Yeah, well, Reno can stay in the pocket, Skip, because he was going some season. He was getting sacked 7 times in a season. In a 16-game season, he was getting sacked 7 times. He was getting sacked 9, 10 times. Okay. Well, yeah, you can stand in the pocket if you don't go get sacked. And Brady, and Brady has always mastered the thing, Skip. No, I'm throwing the ball away. Peyton was so good at play action. He held the defense. You had to. Did he hand the ball off to Edgerrin or one of these running backs, or does he still have it?
Yep.
But in today's game, Skip, quarterback's going to have to be mobile. But the thing that you said, you named all those quarterbacks, they never got the labels that the black quarterback got for doing the exact same thing that they did.
It was the flip side. They got glorified for it, and the black quarterbacks got dodged for it.
Demonized for it,
They did. Like, that's all you can do?
Yes.
No, I can do it. And that's why I said the first two that broke through were as pure pocket passers as you'll ever find.
Right.
And they could beat you just standing still in the pocket.
Right.
Because Doug and Shaq Harris,
Yes.
I don't think they could run much at all.
No.
Neither one of them.
No.
Okay? So this position can be played a multitude of ways, but in the end, your arm is going to have to carry you to the Super Bowl.
Well, the Eagles in the Super Bowl, not because of Jalen's legs, because of his arm.
He recreated himself.
Yeah.
He turned himself into a very good pocket passer.
So what we've seen, Skip, in the last 5 or 6 years, we've seen Cam go.
Yep.
We've seen Mahomes. This is his 3rd time. Now we see Jalen Hurts.
Okay.
We see as many black quarterbacks getting as a starter into the Super Bowl as the white quarterback.
All right. And Lamar won the MVP in his 2nd season.
Yeah.
And I don't care. I dare you to go break down the tape. He was killing people from the pocket.
He threw 36 touchdowns.
He's throwing darts.
Yeah.
I mean, flat out darts hitting bullseyes with dart throws. I didn't know he had that in him. But he did that with hard work, and he made himself into something nobody saw coming out of Louisville. Right? And same for this guy.
Yes.
A lot of doubts about him. I didn't have any. But he did come out here to my friend Tom House, who worked with Brady and Breeze and all the great white quarterbacks, and he said, "Show me."
Right.
Oh, okay. I can a nuance here. I'll throw a little bit more over the top, and you got to work your tail off that. It's muscle memory where you just you practice it so many times it starts to come naturally under fire.
Right.
As we talked about, Tebow never could get. Tebow came out and worked with Tom House, and then he'd get under fire in Denver, and he would just unravel.
Yeah.
He would just start throwing it down here, throwing it side on.
You've got to be able to, Skip. That's when you become so comfortable that you trust that the training and what you've gone through is that I'm okay. And not revert back. And you look at Jalen. Even when he's under fire, he's like, I'm going to stick with what I came out here to learn. I'm not going to undo it under stress. And he's in Super Bowl 57 for one reason, that arm. Yes, he can run. But it was because of his arm. And Mahomes won some games because of his legs, but we know Mahomes, he's here because of that arm.
It just is. In the end, Justin Fields, however far you go in this league, it'll be how you throw the football.
They're going to make you to make a throw. I don't care how great your legs are. Teams will eventually, they will make you make a play with your arms. If your legs is your asset, Tom Brady, Skip, we got to get Tom off that mark. We want to move him 2 yards to the left or 2 yards to the right. But we do not want him to stay in that phone booth. But, hey, I want Jalen to get outside. You got to make him beat you with his arm because you know what he'll do with his legs.
Yeah, I agree. Interesting. But it is a new
It's going to be
It absolutely is.
showdown 2 Sundays from now, guys. The Super Bowl here on Fox.